So we just finished off our first round of Sector 6 and got the Various Suit. That's our recap. How did that X download the Various Suit data? This doesn't seem to make any sense at all unless the X have the ability to process data organically. At any rate, you have the Various Suit data. Now you'll be protected from extreme temperatures. More importantly, the SAX will no longer be able to freeze, so you can escape easier. But you're still too weak. That thing's too much for you. You currently have no way of damaging it. But my simulations indicate there's a penetrating weapon like the plasma beam might work. Developing modification data will take HU some time though. There's also a chance you may be able to restore your plasma beam by absorbing the large core X, as you did with the charge beam function. As for restoring ice beam functionality, I doubt it. Your current cellular makeup will reject that addition. Therefore, HQ has delivered an ice missile upgrade. This will add a freezing effect to your missiles. It will help. Go to Sector 5 for the download. Right. Winter Wonderland time. I always really liked Sector 5. It's a pleasant place. Again, a bit redundant I have to get the Various. It would be kind of fun if they made you go through at least once without it. You know, really make you sweat. It feels kind of like, it honestly feels like a fridge. Just kind of everything's close together and it's all white. It's nice. You need to download data for the ice missile upgrade, but as you might expect, the data room here is secured. Level 3 security hatches are yellow. Release the security lock and download the data as usual. And experiment with those new missiles. They'll be helpful. Yep. You know what to do, go do it. It just kind of, it strikes me as a bit odd that the Federation or whatever knows so much about Samus's power suit and weapons when, like, as far as I know, if Zero Mission's correct, she didn't get anything from, like, them at all. It was all just taken off aliens or from the Chozo, you know? So I'm not really sure how they could know what the limitations of her suit are. I always like these puke boys here, they're kind of cool. They always remind me of stingrays, except they jump up and vomit on you. Some men would pay good money for that service. This guy's always my favorite enemy. They only really show up here, though. Unlock the security door first. Yeah, gonna need the power bombs for that thing. I really feel like for being a definitive upgrade, the super missiles really get nothing to do in Fusion. Like, at least in Zero Mission, when you get the super missiles, they're to open, I think, green doors. Whereas here, there's like absolutely there's no purpose for them whatsoever. This would be a fun room just to test with the power bomb. See if there's any speed boost boxes. Well, actually, no, this is probably not the right map. So a thought's been rattling around in my head today, and I kind of wanted to go on a little tirade about it. And that's the whole idea of how we kind of have a bit of a pattern, I guess, for let's get a little ham here. See what he turns into. Or he'll just leave. The whole concept of sequels. And where I'm coming from with this is, fuck. Where do I begin here? Coherent thoughts. That's a cool place to start. So I think there's something to be said for the first iteration of any kind of franchise, you know? And I think, however, the audience responds to that first iteration of any particular game franchise will then dictate what the development team will zero in on and focus on in the future. And that's a pretty obvious fucking statement, so allow me to follow up on it. I've been calling Fusion one of the best Metroid games ever, and I've cited the fact that it actually creates a good sense of dread and isolation. It creates a very meaningful and villain that you're not only interested in, but you're also terrified of. You know, and that's a hard fucking achievement in its own right. Ow, fucker! I didn't know they could hurt you if they're gonna morph. And I've always kind of thought that like the whole perceived issue of linearity, kind of a non-issue to me because most adventure games end up kind of becoming linear, provided they aren't procedurally generated. And that's a buzzword these days. I don't like to hear that word. But I think there's something else to that as well. I think this game is good because it was allowed to be unique, you know? Yes, power bombs. I think because it was the first GBA Metroid game, it was the perceived, it was the anticipated, I guess, is a better word. Oh, wait. It was the fourth game in the franchise, the canonical continuation where Prime was just a spin-off. That's too far. It was allowed to be unique. You know, it was allowed to take liberties. And that gave it the chance to do all the things that ended up being extremely fascinating about it. And then, like I said, when a development team looks at the criticism of the oh shit. I think it's already morphed, isn't it? So how do I get out of here? Well, I've already forgotten how to do this. Yeah, it is. Okay. So I need to go a different. Oh, I got the ice missiles. I thought I got the power bombs. Jesus Christ, I'm an idiot. I don't remember fucking anything about this game. I was sitting here thinking, man, it sure would be nice to have the ice crystals or ice missiles right now, but I guess it's just the power bombs. So let's go back and try this room here. Anyway, so you have to turn into something. Yeah, there you go. That's a better. I like that one. What do you turn into? No. Perfect. Look at that. So I think what I'm going to say here is pretty fucking controversial. But I don't believe the player base always has the best. I don't think it knows best. Yeah, I know you're a fucking mimic. And you know, that's not to like poo-poo on the audience, but it's kind of a subconscious thing I'm thinking of here. It's not an active thing that anyone is like calling out for, that kind of nonsense. And what I mean here is, I've noticed a trend, particularly in like pixel artists, where there's just a little too much detail for their media. And you know, if you're a pixel artist, and again, I'm not trying to fucking shit on your work or what you do. I think you're more of an artist than I fucking am. But there is definitely, to me, a necessity when you're working with pixel art to kind of allow degrees of ambiguity. You know, and I'll give you some examples, like this fucking guy, these bloopy boys here. Let's just watch him. He's a piece of art. He's a sprite. He's got animations. If we shoot at him, he flashes. He makes noise. He does a little goop thing at the back. But really, what is he? Are those eyes? Are those eye stalks? Are those just more hoses? Does he have teeth there? Does he have feet? Are those tentacles? What are those? You know? And that's kind of like, I feel like that's almost lost in particularly modern iterations of pixel games now. We're like, oh, what do you even call this at this point? Because there's two real. There's 2D art. There's like 8-bit and 16-bit, and I guess a little bit of 32. And then you get into low poly, which is 32 and 64-bit shit. But I think that when you're working with that, you need to acknowledge that there is, in fact, a need to leave details out, because that's really what the intent of the developers had, or not the intent of the developers, but it's more realistic to their work environment when they were making their art. You know, it's like, believe me, if they had had all the time in the world and all the fucking space in the world, I'm sure they would have had oh, there goes Nightmare. Um, I'm sure they would have had a much greater range of detail, you know, and a much greater range of quality of their work, you know, but obviously that's never going to be the case, and there's always going to be some corners cut, so, you know, sometimes you get uh, backgrounds that are repetitive, sometimes you get um, you get sprites that are a little plain. How are you one? You've been to the stadium before, I'll show you it again. Yeah, thanks. This could have been an email. Dumb fuck. You know, looking at this from a more mature standpoint or worldview, I really do have a greater fondness now for Samus and Adam's relationship, just because he seemed like a pretty shitty boss, honest, all things said, and her idolization of a shitty boss just probably meant that had she stayed at the Federation, she probably would have been an equally shitty administrator had she ever hit that point. Which again, I don't know, man. Like, we're getting into other M territory, and I don't ever want to fucking go there in my life. Um, and I think that's probably this game's greatest sin, is that it set up other M for to germinate when it never should have existed. I like how this place has one fucking gate, and that's what's keeping it completely safe. Alright, so we got the power bombs now. Hooray. What the fuck is in this room again? Alright, I don't want to go down again. Can we just leave? I don't have to. I don't have to. Right? Fuck. I have to go down. Okay. Stupid fucking security gate. I'll peek. I think where I had that card game idea was because of those fucking red ones. It's like, oh, there's a super fucking X running around. Ooh, that could be a super rare card. You know, I don't know. The thought still tantalizes me to this day, but I just have no idea how it works. forget why. Oh, I know. Do I remember why? And this is an XX meeting? Yeah. Okay. I think that's the only time you have to actually pass through the security room again. All the other ones were just kind of off to the side or there. You know? Oh no, I hate this one. It's a power bomb. Just hate it. Just hate it. Any puzzles with these fucking things, I really can't stand. It's just the right spot you gotta get. Apparently my muscle memory is beginning to fail me because I'm not making these jump shots very well. Don't get it right, like I don't think I got it right there. Oh, back to the beginning. You gotta go back and do it again. Yeah, this room's so much easier once you get the fucking diffusion missiles, whatever, but it's like the one fucking thing you use them for. Those are the goddamn seahorses. Again, like, I went on a fucking Twitter thing about the concept of if you give the player a choice between. Why am I sucking so bad? Is this kind of just kind of? Can I scoot in there? Yeah, I can just do this. That's kind of cheating, but you know what? I don't think I can do it here. Do it? Can I? Oh, I can. Okay. Never mind. It's completely. Fucking. I hate this goddamn thing. If you have a choice between giving the player another fucking item that they're only going to have one use for, literally limited to only the fucking dungeon that you used it in and maybe the area prior, and then never again, or a new fucking uh, kind of meta skill that they can use a previously had item for. I would say do the previous item thing, do the skill thing rather than a new item. What was the example I was using? Oh, it was using the Pegasus boots or the bombs to clear gaps in a Link to the Past. You know, I really dig that idea uh, because it gave functionality to two items that kind of limited, honestly, in that game. I mean, well, to an extent, to a degree, they were limited. Uh, where else I need to go here? Oh, there's a pocket bomb. There's my boy. I love him. He kind of sucks as a boss, but he's cute. He's a cute boy. If I could, I would raise Nightmare as a son. Oh, damn, there's two in here. Forgot about that. Let me get this one first. There's something about Metroid as a franchise. I haven't checked it. Okay, we're still good, I think. As a action platformer, it's really like it gets to me a lot worse than other franchises like Mega Man, fucking Castlevania. I don't know. I don't know what it is about it that really just fucks with